Blessings, everybody. This is Dale. Thank you so much for joining with me today on the Word Podcast. I'm back at the home base. You can probably tell the mic sounds a little better, I hope. Been on the road here of late and actually been relocated the last couple of weeks of various things that have been going on. And so anyway, it's all good, all very good. We continue on in Revelation chapter 12. And I tell you what, I was rereading this and rereading it and rereading it, and I just keep seeing more things, and I have more questions. Many of us have been reading these passages for decades, and it's like you start seeing more and start maybe understanding more and have more questions. My initial thought always is, well, Lord, is this you showing me something here, or is this just me being crazy? Y'all ever feel like that? So let me just read a verse right here. Then we're going to back up a little bit. So we've gotten up to Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Listen to what it says. For this reason, rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them. Woe to the earth and the sea, for the devil has come down to you, having great wrath, knowing that he has only a short time. I dare say that most of us have read Revelation, have read these passages, have heard them preach, have heard this and heard that. But I also know that if we have, we've probably done it too quickly. But look at the first part of this, verse 12. For this reason. Okay, for what reason? Well, when you read something like that, you back up to the verse before, right? Well, when you do that, you want to back up to the verse before that, and the verse before that, and the verse before that. That kind of stuff. Well, that's actually what you sort of have to do. Let's back up to verse 7. It says this, and there was war in heaven, Michael and his angels waging war with the dragon. The dragon and his angels waged war, and they were not strong enough, and there was no longer a place found for them in heaven. Is that something, a reason for which we are to rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell on the earth? Yes. Because look what it says in verse 12. It says, rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them, but woe to the earth and the sea. Why woe? Because the devil has come down to them. Well, when did the devil come down to them? Well, let's keep reading back up at verse 9. And the great dragon was thrown down, the serpent of old, who is called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. So this is something that occurs. I think this is yet to occur. This war in heaven with Michael and his angels, where it says that there was no longer a place found for them in heaven. Could it be that there's no longer a place found for them within the heavenly realms, within the heaven? Yes, the accuser no longer has the ability to appear before the Lord and accuse the brethren, but could it be that this whole thing where it says that they were thrown down to the earth, that's reiterated. The great dragon was thrown down. Then it tells us who the great dragon is. Serpent of old, the devil, Satan. What he does. He deceives the whole world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. Could it be that now he is thrown down to the earth and is limited to this earthly domain, no longer within the unseen realm and the seen realm, but just within the seen realm? Doesn't mean he doesn't have power, because he does. We'll see as we go along in the next couple of chapters. But this whole thrown down to the earth is really intriguing. And his angels were thrown down with him. Is this something to rejoice over? What did we say? Rejoice those who in heaven. Yeah. This is something to rejoice over. But wait, there's more. Verse 10. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, now, notice the time frame again, now the salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of his Christ have come. Why? For the accuser of our brethren has been thrown down. There's that thrown down. Where was he thrown down to? To the earth. So 3 times it's described as thrown down. He's been thrown down to the earth. He who accuses them before our God day and night. Is this something that I have reason to rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them? Yes. Is this a reason for the earth to be a great woe? Yes, because Satan has been thrown down to the earth. Verse 11, and they overcame him because of the blood of the Lamb and because of the word of their testimony, and they did not love their life even when faced with death. So this is what the overcomers have done. That's the reason we call them overcomers, because they overcame. The ones who are believers, they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and because of the word of their testimony. We'll see more about them in a few verses at the end of the chapter. But do you see what he's saying? Verse 12 now. For this reason, for what reason? The fact that the blood of the Lamb and the word of the testimony is overcome. The fact that now salvation and the power and the kingdom of our God and the authority of Christ has come. The fact that the accuser of our brethren has been thrown down, that he's been thrown down to the earth. The fact that there's no longer a place found for him in heaven. All these things, for this reason, O heavens, they will rejoice, those who are in heaven and those who dwell in heaven. Tabernacle, literally is what that word means in heaven. But also for this reason, woe to the earth and woe to the sea. Why is that? Because the devil has come down to you having great wrath, knowing that he has only a short time. What has happened? The devil has come down. It's not like he stepped out and says, okay, it's time for me to go down to earth. No, he was cast out of heaven, and there's no longer found a place for him in heaven. And he is now cast down to the earth. He and his minions are now cast down to the earth. And what is his response? The devil has come down to you having great wrath. Great wrath. Why? Because he knows that he only has a short time. Well, who receives the wrath? The great wrath. Well, we're about to see in the next verse. I don't have time to get into it today, but we'll see the next episode. That literally the male child, the people of the male child receive this wrath, the Jewish people. And we'll see later in this chapter, those who believe in him, those who rest in him. It's literally stated as those who keep the commandments of God and hold to the testimony of Jesus. And you say, wait a minute, well, that sounds like believers. Well, it is. And you say, well, wait a minute, I didn't think we were going to undergo any wrath. Depends on what you're talking about. We will undergo the wrath of Satan, of the devil. We will not undergo the wrath of God. There's a difference. The wrath of Satan, the great tribulation, against the Jew, against believers. The wrath of God, the day of the Lord, being poured out upon the devil and unbelievers. You get that distinction, a lot of stuff becomes clear. Well, again, I'm Dale. Thank you for your time. I'll see you next episode. Goodbye.